In this tutorial, we're going to define outcome indicators and share ways to add them to the program development and reporting tool. So let's start by defining what an outcome or an outcome indicator is. So you've probably seen this triangle before. It just is a display of the three types of data that we collect for the reporting system. First type being indirects, which are all our media and communication efforts to get people in the door. The second layer being directs, or those people who come to programs, engage with cooperative extension on some kind of informal learning adventure. And then this third area, the impacts and outcomes, is what we're going to be talking about here. It's really the participants that are engaged in programming, how many have changed their knowledge, skills, or behavior level based on what they've learned from cooperative extension. There's really only one way to add data to the outcome indicator section, and that is directly in the program development and reporting tool. So in a couple of the other tutorials, we talked about imports, we talked about migrating data over from different systems, but in this case, for every program that you have within your association, you need to go into the program development and reporting tool and add the impact indicators or the outcome indicators. Okay, so let's take a look. So PD&R is located in the business systems, so that's apps.cce.cornell.edu, and you're going to click on the green button for programs and then PDR. All right, and the this first drop down here under manage has all of the sections that you need to enter data under. So first, defining your programs for your association or regional ag team. I'm just going to click administration here to show you what I mean. So you're going to have these buckets, these major programmatic efforts that you have within your association or regional ag team. And then for each of these, you're going to have these different kinds of data. So let's look at outcome data. And again, you're going to pick each of these types of data points, and you should have participant data and indicator data in both of those, and some success stories as well. And we'll check in on sustainable landscapes and horticulture. All right, up top on each of your programs, you're going to see a summary of all of the data that's been input for your program. So looking at this, here's what I see. I see that in this program we've had 36 activities. We've reached something like 1,058 contact hours, so that's how many hours of activity that we've had. We've reached directly around 618. Looks to me like there were some youth and some adults with no volunteers, and I don't have any indirect in here. So if I was a program leader or an educator in this county, this would tell me a couple things. One, maybe if I was missing volunteers, so that has to be added and edited. Two, where's my indirects? So I need to add some data there. And three, I see no data here below under in the outcome section. So you'll remember that when you were defining your local program, you got to choose which areas from the statewide plan of work your local program is connected to. And then automatically, once you choose those areas, these outcomes from the statewide plan of work are added to your report. So your program has these things aligned with it. So I chose, when I was developing this program, again, it's a faux program, but when I was developing this program, I chose Ag Environmental Management, Waste Management and Energy, and the Master Gardener program for my Sustainable Landscapes and Horticulture program. So the idea is that you look, consider of all of the programs that you did and all of the different types of evaluation that you had, what is a reasonable, number here to add into these questions. So let's look at Master Gardener volunteer program below. I see number of community residents practicing management tactics in residential landscapes and homes that work to sustain or enhance healthy community and environment. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at practicing management tactics in our landscapes for a healthy environment. So if that was something that I was working towards through all of these activities and programs in here, I might, at the end of my workshops, ask a question related to, whether or not people are planning to change their practices, or perhaps I would do, in 6 months, I would do a follow-up survey to anybody that participated in the programs that I had in this program area, or perhaps we did, took a percentage of participants and did some follow-up phone calls to get a better indication of what kind of success rate that we had. And whatever number that goes in here is obviously going to be less than this number, because this is the total number of individuals that you reached. So, maybe your number was 234. Of all of the people that came to workshops, 234 began practicing residential landscape, healthy environment landscape practices. All right, this next one, improved availability of access to fruits and vegetables. Again, if that was one of my goals, I would include some kind of measures to know how successful I was at that, and would be able to, to put a number based on some facts. All of these do not have to be filled out. It really kind of depends on what your what your success rate was, or what the particular goals of your program were in this area. Some of them may not make sense, but when you pick environmental management, you end up with all these 4 indicators, and you might be, really focused on one of them, but not necessarily all of them. All right. Once you add your outcome indicators, then they will show up in, when you go back to outcomes, that those numbers will show up there. It'll show that you have completed that task.